Greetings, y'all. It is Matt from the Green Arcade. Good morning. Out there. How's everybody doing? Get around and get started here. Need to be doing some sleeping. So we're back playing some more Farming Simulator 25. Back here on the farm. Wanted to kind of show off the progress that I've done. Done a little bit of cosmetic work and structural work, I guess would be the right term. Good morning, Fuzzy. Good morning, Twitchy. I think Fuzzy's coming in here. So put down gravel all out here in the main farmyard. I moved the windmill that has our water pump on it. I moved that from here over to here. That way, when I come in with the water tanker, I can just back up to this, fill it, and then go to all three greenhouses here and fill them up a lot easier. Built a new shed. Put gravel all down around the new shed. So this shed, it's got a, I believe this is one by Icus out of the mod hub, but this door here will fit the larger 19.2 meter header, so you can just pull straight in the shed here with it. I've got the 18 meter corn header, which that folds up. It makes it smaller than the width of the other one, but we can park that in here. I did buy a Crone forage harvester, and this header, now this is not the regular header, this is actually the sugarcane header. So I did plant some sugarcane, and then we've got our cotton picker. This is the one from the mod hub. This is the 635 that does the cotton modules that have the tarps on top of them. So kind of looking forward to using that one. This is a really large shed. It's really big. You can, I mean, once you put the other combine in here with the header, you can see how big it is. So you can actually fit two of those larger harvesters in here, and then just put the heads up against the wall there. So you've definitely got space and room to mess around. It does have a light in it. That turns the lights on. It's daytime right now, so it's harder to see them. It does have a skylight. It's got solar panels on the roof. But this will hold two harvesters. So I'm thinking about selling the other farm. Selling the other farmhouse and the, I think there's two buildings down there. They're not very big buildings. And then just incorporating that into the field in the future. So today we are going to get into our barley harvest. We're going to go into June. And the plan for today is we're going to harvest the barley. And then we're going to sell the soybeans that we've got, and then get into harvesting whatever wheat we've got. So let's sleep. I was going to check sales just to see if anything great was on sale. Kind of wanting to get the CR11. It's the equivalent of the AF11. It's the New Holland harvester, but that's not on sale right now. I'll check the sales, and then after we sell the soybeans, we may just buy it outright. So let's sleep. There's supposed to be a tornado today, so we want to sleep through that, definitely. Don't want to be harvesting our barley in the tornado. For sure. There you go, another day. So the road map, where are we going from here? Where do we go from Iowa Plains View? I think we can go from Iowa Plains View straight into our next maps. There will be two maps. Obviously, the first one coming up will be the Highlands map. That's coming out November 4th. We're going to play that one. Looking forward to that one. It's a really, really pretty map from what I've seen. And then the next one after that will be Stevie's Riverbend Springs 4X map. Looking forward to that one. I'm liking what I'm seeing. If you didn't see the pictures that I posted in Discord, in the Puma Plow Discord, I'm going to be posting pictures in there as they come. It's looking great. He is putting in the roller coaster, you know, the one from Silver Run that you build. He's putting in the boat building production from Silver Run. Not to mention a whole lots of other stuff. Larger fields. It's going to be his version of Riverbend 4X, but it's going to be the 4X version. So it's kind of like what he did with Elm Creek back in 22. I was kind of disappointed when he announced that he was not going to be doing any 4X maps for 25, but I'm happy that he's changed his mind. And it's looking good. That map won't come till after the Highlands map comes out, and we'll start that one at that point, sometime after that. Alright, one more day, we'll get into June here and get our barley harvest going. Alright, so let's tab around. I've got some stuff already ready to go. Need to bring over the quad track. I've got the combine over here ready to go. I've got the trucks. Oh yeah, this truck right here. This is the water truck. This is actually the maple orchard here, where we get the, or where we, well yeah, well where we get the maple syrup. I put another windmill in over here for a water pump. This is actually the point where you put the water in here. So I just put it right beside it. So all you gotta do is get in the truck, fill it up. It's already full. Go ahead and start dumping it. And then all you gotta do is just hit the button to fill it up. Guess that's it. So then you just fill the truck back up. And that's pretty much it. You know, you don't really have to move. You just keep that process going and just keep the orchard watered, and you'll get some maple syrup eventually. So I've got the other trucks down here, ready to go with the barley harvest. And that's that. So Fuzzy, I'll let you pick. I've got these other two tractors up here at the forest area. I've been cutting some trees, bringing them over here. We're making firewood, and I've got the firewood being distributed. I think we need to probably go ahead and get the pancake production if we haven't already. I can't remember if we had or not. Let's see. There's the maple. So all that needs is water. That's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Pizza production's going. We've got. I had to shut the popcorn production down because we ran out of corn. We're gonna have plenty of corn though. Don't worry about that. So this is actually the maple production here. We did get that, so I can start that up because we've got firewood and we've got maple syrup. I need to go check the sawmill and make sure that's still running. It probably needs more wood. Where is that at? There we go. Yeah, it needs more wood, so I'm going to go ahead and shut that off for now. So we'll move some wood around. Ketchup's still going. Actually, I can probably turn that off because it's full. Just check all the productions here. That's good. That's good. Still got flour. We need to make more flour. I think that's it. Yeah. So the only other one that we need now would be the actual pancake production itself. And then probably the juice factory. Probably need to get the juice factory in the pancake place. This one right here. We've got to do the sugar. We've got to get the sugar cane before we actually get that. That's why I haven't bought it yet, I think. And we will have sugar when we do the sugar cane. The reason I chose sugar cane over sugar beets, sugar cane is a higher yield, and sugar cane regrows. So you don't have to replant it. And then we have that modified header to do the sugar cane, so it's a lot more efficient to do it that way. So Alright, so what do we all need for that? Maple syrup, we got that going. We'll have to do the blueberries. We've got butter. We've got eggs to take down there. We've got milk to take over there. And we've got well, we need to make the fine flour. We got to figure out how to make the fine flour. I think you need sugar to do that too, though. And then we need the sugar mill, obviously, so. Alright, so let's get started. Fuzzy, I'll let you pick whichever one you want to do. If you want to run tipper or if you want to run the combine. I think you're already on your way over here with the tipper, so. Are you practicing your Scottish accent? I don't know. I really don't know. I have been listening to some bagpipe music. I thought about ordering a kilt. But as far as the accent goes, not really. I guess I need to watch, what's that movie? The one with Mel Gibson. You'll never take our freedom. You know that one? What is that? What was that movie? Braveheart? Was it Braveheart? I want to say Braveheart. Morning, Jeff. Let's get this set up. Steering assist. Yep. Let's do 2 rows. Yep. Okay. I think I left the lines on, didn't I? You know what? I don't think I need the lines. I'm gonna try it without the lines. Fully fueled, ready to go. I don't know about that, Tritchy. I don't know about that. I've been watching the bagpipe. There's some channels out there that are like exclusively like bagpipe videos. It's really quite impressive. Been listening to a little Long Way to the Top If You Want to Rock and Roll by AC/DC. That's got a pretty good bagpipe accompaniment in it. I was gonna say, yeah, this is gonna be a high yield crop, so I'm probably gonna need some regular offloads here. Should be quick work with this larger harvester though. Quicker work. But yeah, looking forward to the Highlands map. Kingsland, King something. I can't say it. I need to go watch some videos and listen to how people say it, or punch it into the translator on my phone and see how Siri says it, I guess, maybe. Or Google. I'm just calling it the Highlands map right now. It's easier to say. I won't butcher that. But looking forward to that map. It's gonna be fun. Gonna be working with different equipment that we haven't worked with before. And then the Riverbend Springs map, when that comes out, we'll go from there and see what we want to get into. As far as equipment goes, I have a feeling it might be deer heavy. A lot of nice deer equipment out there. The question is, do we want to do realistic, deer heavy equipment, or do we want to get into some of Mr. Stevie's stuff? I guess it kind of just maybe that might be like a long-term goal to get into the Stevie equipment. Yep, I can say Healing Koo. Morning, Yulberry. How's it going? Matinee reveal. Hi all. I don't know if you can buy a kilt in the Deep South. I could probably find a plaid or flannel skirt, but I don't know that it would technically be a kilt. It would probably just be a larger woman's skirt. That would be weird. Walking to the store. Yeah, I'll tell you what, man, I need me a large plaid or flannel women's skirt. Oh, is this for your mother? No, it's for me. Yeah, I don't know if you want to see these knees. Nope, don't want to see these knees. Probably not. Gonna get us some how do you say it? Healing Coos. They don't sound right for some reason. I don't know. Healing Coos. I get the Scottish accent confused with the Irish accent. Because I want to say top of the morning to you, but that's more Irish, right? I want to say, aye, they're always after me Lucky Charms, but that's Irish. That's not Scottish. So I need to go, I guess maybe even watch some Scottish videos or interviews or something like that. Maybe find some Scottish farm videos and listen to the interviews on them and see how they sound. Or just watch Braveheart. I haven't seen that one in a while. Braveheart, what was that one from Pixar? Was it called Brave? With the girl with the red hair? Was it Brave? I can't remember the name of the movie. But I think they were Scottish. I could go and watch that too. Turn my cruise down too. Just realized I'm not at 6 here, so I need to turn that down to 6. Okay. And then we'll redo this field. I did go ahead and plant soybeans over here in this other field because I got to thinking about it. We'll harvest the barley and then we'll harvest the beans in October, and then we can merge that bean field with this area over here and just plow it all up, make it all one field, and then we'll have a nice large, single field to be able to plant in. Go watch Rabsy Nesbit. What's that? Is that a movie? Or is that a YouTube thing? Rab C. Nesbitt. It reminds me of Toy Story. Everything goes back to Toy Story a lot for me. I watched it so many times as a kid. Don't you get it? Do you see the hat? I am Mrs. Nesbitt. Snap out of it, Buzz. You're right. I'm sorry. I am just a little depressed, that's all. I can get through this. Look at me. I can't even jump out a window. The hat looked good. Tell me the hat looked good. The apron is a bit much. Years of academy training wasted. I think I can quote every bit of that movie. Billy Connolly has a good lowland Scottish accent too, like Rab. So there's lowlands. I didn't realize they were lowlands. I just knew they were highlands. Okay. So there's Scottish highlands and there's Scottish lowlands. Try to judge that, where that's gonna go to. The Highland accent is a lot lighter. Okay. I might just have to be a deep southern redneck in Scotland, so. Got you some of them there Highland cows, eh? Tell you what. I can say that in the Scottish accent. I tell you what. No, that's bad. That was more, I don't know what that was. I tell you what. That's better. I think that's better. Tell you what. That might be more British. I tell you what. Got them dang old healing coats. Sounds good to me. I don't know for sure, but it sounds good to me. Whew, what a week it was at work. Got super busy. Our number one was out for the whole week, so I was kind of the number one. We've got a girl actually leaving us now, so we've got to find hopefully somebody to replace her. What did I push? That did not work. I hit the button. I guess there's not a line there, maybe. I just do it straight like this. And we got a new piece of equipment, new piece of machinery. So trying to learn that and learn everybody else on that. Been crazy. Been kind of, I might have a few more gray hairs after this work week. should be 2 here, so I'm going to curve that away. I don't have my lines on, so I, just kind of going by the outside where I've already cut here. Alright, I'm locked in. If you go to Scotland, stay away from Gretna Green, or you'll likely be married in the morning. I'm just gonna take your word for that, because I don't know who Gretna Green is. Is it like Scottish folklore, or is that something out of a movie? Or you'll likely be married in the morning. Is that a drink, maybe? I don't know. Maybe I do need to visit this Gretna. Is she hot? Is it a she? First off, is it a she or is it a drink or something? If it's a she, okay, the next question, is she hot? Okay. So then the next question would be like, okay, if she's hot, is she mean? Is she nice? And then the next question would be, if she's nice, is she single? Can she cook? That should probably the first question over, is she mean or nice? Can she cook? Because I might want to be married in the morning if she can cook. And if she's a good cook, she's got to be a good cook, okay? It's a place. Oh, well, Well, that shoots down all the previous theories then, so. Okay, so Gretna Green is a place. Are there women there? Can they cook? Are they nice? Are they single? That'd be my next question. It is a town in South Scotland where the blacksmith can perform marriages. Happened a lot in World War II. Can they do that? I thought they had to be like a minister or like... Well, here in America, they got to be either like a minister or like a justice of the peace or something. It is a traditional place for elopers to escape to and get married. Oh. So kind of like Vegas. Because a lot of people elope, they go to Las Vegas and they go to there to elope, to get married. So, Viva la Gretna! The anvil was the altar. Ooh, that sounds violent. The blacksmith at Gretna could marry a couple. I don't know if I would want to get married at the altar if it's an anvil. Hopefully it's not in use. That almost sounds like a shotgun wedding, You'd have an anvil wedding. You guys know the story behind shotgun weddings. Guy, gets said girl pregnant or, something like that. And then the father of the bride forces them to get married at, with a shotgun, basically. That's where the term shotgun weddings comes from. So, I guess in Scotland, do they have anvil weddings where, the same kind of theory happens. I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to. I don't know. I wouldn't want either one. I wouldn't want a shotgun wedding or an anvil wedding, but an anvil wedding sounds more torturous. I guess the bottom line would be, can she cook? You know. That would always be the bottom line for me. Said if I was ever going to find me a bride, I would go to a baking contest or, you know, cooking thing where, you know, they cook and, you know, have dishes or pies or cakes or something like that. You know, you can keep your Tinders, you can keep your Match.coms, you can keep your, what's that other big one? eHarmonies and your FarmersOnlys.coms. Oh, okay. You participated in a mock wedding where I was the father of the bride, and I did have... And you did have a shotgun. Was that a shotgun wedding? Was it one of those situations there, Twitchy? This little spot down here real quick. Ah. I think I'm gonna go straight across right here. I know that's where the line goes. Need to get well into the crop before I activate that. Well, I said that. This might be one of those areas where the line... I don't know why it does that. Sometimes it goes a weird angle. Let's see if I can get this fixed out without having to turn the lines on. Nope, it's wanting to do that. Let me turn my lines on. I don't know where the lines are. Lines. I guess it's one of those that the line is over a little bit, maybe. That's probably what it is. It was just trying to line me up. It's going to be shifted over just a little bit right here. The rest of them should be straight. You don't like articulated tractors? Well, if you want to swap it out, grab the Magnum back there at the farm. If you want to swap it out, you can. I just figured with these hills, that would probably be the better option for pulling these hills around. Perhaps it was a shotgun anvil wedding. Ooh, double dose. That's not good. Oh no, I think it'll be alright. We got it under warranty. It'll be alright. Let's see, I probably should go this way because they'll probably need to be offloaded. I turned my help off. No, I hit the button. But the help is not turning off. I wonder why. I have to go into the menu and do it. Help window, where? Help window. There it is. Off. Here. I wonder why it wouldn't work on the keyboard. Am I hitting the right button? Should be F1 on the keyboard, but it is not doing it. Huh. Might be a little bug with, you know, we had that update. What was it, 1.13, I think? Oh yeah. When did they release this last update? Was it Tuesday? Either Monday or Tuesday, I think, that they released this update. And I know they released it because they're getting ready for the expansion DLC coming out. What is that? That's like 2 weeks away now. Not that far away. Yeah, that comes out on the 4th. It'll be 3 weeks away. So this coming Tuesday will be the 14th. It'll be 3 weeks away on Tuesday. Yeah. So it's still pretty close. 3 weeks. So I planted sugarcane. You're probably asking, where in the world can you plant sugarcane? You're almost out of room. Well, we are almost out of room, but I did corn over here. I took the grass out over here and did corn over there. So probably might do sugarcane over there. But for right now, I did a little bit of sugarcane up here next to the maple orchard. So we've got those fields up there. And then I might put in some more sugarcane either over there where I did the corn or maybe down here. Maybe I put wheat in down here this time. I may do sugarcane on that long kind of pass right there. And then I could probably expand that field on over a little bit. Since it's just sugarcane. Kind of go down in that ditch a little. Maybe another pass or so. Gotta remember to sell the peas and green beans. Gotta do that. To send one of the full trucks back to the silo? I don't have permission to create a worker. Yeah, you know what? I haven't done that yet, I don't think, in 25. Let me try to do that. I gotta remember how to do that. There used to be a separate thing. There used to be a separate thing over there on the side. How do you do that now? Which one's full? The one further west or the one further east? Yeah, there used to be a page over here. Or do you just go in the map and click on them? One further west. Okay, so the one kind of in the front there. Let's see. I'll stop the combine down here once we finish this pass. Yeah, in 22 it had its own separate kind of page there that you tabbed to. And that was basically your hired worker thing where you would hire those guys out. Okay. That off for a second. So let's see, do you just go into the map and click on them? So it's the one further west. Create job. Let's see. Deliver, load and deliver. Go to think it's just deliver. So we want to go, let's see. Unloading station. Well, no, we don't want to do that. Or, well, maybe we do. Unloading station. We want to go not to the dryer. We want to go there. That's where we want to go. So the grain silo. And then loading position. We just want to put it, I think, right back in that same spot. Like it kind of defaulted to it, maybe. And then looping. I may have to move the other truck. So let's see if that works. Our worker is stopped. What did it say? Great job, grain silo, blah, blah, blah. Do I need to change that? It's that guy right there. Let me move him forward a little bit. How do I change that? Right there. Facing that way. Great job. Target is unreachable. Wonder, maybe I need to move it over here. Great job. Target needs to be reachable. Maybe put him up here on the next to a road. Do like right here. Facing that way. How do I do it? There we go. All right, let's try to put him right there. Start. Target is unreachable. That might not work. For some reason, it's telling me it's not reachable. We may just have to take a break and take them ourselves. If the other one's full too. Yeah, for some reason that's not working. I would think it would work right there next to that road. Is it deliver? Or it's not load and deliver. Maybe just go to. Well, that won't work. Because that's, you can't do looping there. It needs to be able to loop. Grain silo. It's funny, it saved it in there. Start job. Yeah, still says it's unreachable. I don't know. We may just have to take a break here and just run them down there ourselves. Move it to the road, like on the road? Well, there's traffic on the road. You can't really park it on the road. I don't know, sometimes these modded maps, they have issues with that particular feature. Now, I had it right up there in the grass. They should be able to reach that. I don't know why it says it won't, but it was right off the road. Yeah, if you put it, you can't really put it on the road because you've got the traffic. You'll stop all the traffic, and then having the when you dump into it, yeah, that would be a mess in my mind. Need to get us a timber trailer and cut some of these larger trees and haul down there to make firewood. Those skinny trees are nice because you can just pick them up and move them with the tractor, but they don't last long. They're not worth a lot. I guess we need to plant some of them bigger trees. Kind of reforest some of that area down there. Fuzzy fuzzy. Breaker 19, breaker 19. This is what's my handle? I don't know what my handle is. I don't even know where I turn my blinker on. You need a push? I think you're struggling. There's a push. I think I need to do a little smoothing right here on this side of the greenhouses and put a drive in like right between this field and the greenhouses. Well, yeah, cut some of these trees too. Say I'm gonna give some of this to the chickens. Go forward a little more. Where's the feeding point at? Right, a little more forward here. Got eggs in the way. I may have to move the eggs. This is the dump point, right? Here's the thing. There's the spawn point. I think that's the dump point. Let me move some of these out of the way. I can move them. Oh, you know what? My keyboard's not working. I guess the keyboard's not working. I'm gonna try to turn off my keyboard. Nice. This keyboard has a switch where you can turn it off and then turn it back on. Okay, let that boot up there. Now let me see if this will work. I'm gonna say no. Yeah, that's not working. I don't know why that's not working. Well. Gonna have to get creative here. These are our liquid fert tanks. These came out in the mod hub. Putting these as 25,000 seems to sustain the balance of the seed versus the liquid fert. Try to push these. Yeah, I don't know if this will work or not. Oh, yeah, it's working. Just gotta do it a little bit at a time. Little nudges. Little nudge. Little nudge, little nudge, little nudge, little nudge. It doesn't help that my hips are really wide. Okay. Let's try that. I got it opened up a little bit there. Where's that? Straight back. There we go. It shouldn't take much. Yep, that's it. That's all it needed. Now the chickens are fed. Let me go dump the rest over here. But yeah, bring a road around here. Should have done this the other day when I was doing gravel in the yard. Put a road that goes right up to the highway here. The only thing is I'd have to smooth this out right here. Ooh, boy, yeah. Big time. Uh-oh. Oh no, don't get stuck. Yeah, had to do a little smoothing right there. You know what? I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to do a little smoothing, then we'll put the gravel down later. Let's see here. Ooh, what's on sale? Another truck. Do a little bit of smoothing here. Yeah, I might make a mess, but... really don't want to pull the edge of the bank down too much. Yeah, it looks a little smoother from there. Let's see. Yeah, it pulled it down just a little bit. But you know, it looks like it might have pulled the highway down too. Is the highway not a collidable object? I've never seen the landscaping tool do that. It sure did. It bowed the highway down a little bit there. That's weird. I wonder if I can flatten that back out. If it will conform the highway. That's a nice little feature then if it does. Let me see if I can flatten this back out. So I'm gonna go from like here. Basically it should just bring it back to the same level there. Oh, I might have made it worse. Oh, there's a bump. Watch out, car. Speed bump. Pothole. Oh, yep. I might need to do some smoothing there. Here, let me do some smoothing. Hang on. I've never seen it do that. Normally the highway is like Normally it's like a collidable object, you know? You never did any land conforming with the highway itself. Try to smooth it out and see if that'll work. It still dips there a little bit, but I've never seen it do that. It does make the approach a lot better there. Even though the asphalt dips down now. I don't know. I don't know how we fix that. We'll have to figure that out later. This is FS25, Sean. Normally the gravel roads, the field roads, stuff like that, yeah, those you could do. But the asphalt roads, normally on maps, and even with the Giants roads, they are not, or they were not conformable by the landscaping tool. They were collidable objects. Now you could conform the land underneath them, but the highway texture itself was a collidable object, so you couldn't change that. But yeah, since FS25. Did you mean since FS22? Because yeah, the other roads you can, but the asphalt you never could. That's the first time I've seen. I don't know what I just heard. Maybe it was geese. I don't know, it sounded weird. Maybe the geese are heading south for the winter. I don't know. I'm guessing that the roadway, and I can't use my keyboard to tell. Well, that works on the keyboard. Why does that work? But yeah, even the roads here in town are not collidable objects. If they were collidable objects, they'd be red framed. So the power poles are collidable. The curb there is collidable. The culverts are collidable, but the road itself is not a collidable. That's interesting. I wonder why that works on the keyboard, but nothing else does. Oh, now it does. Look, the help menu comes up. What did I do? Oh, is it because... I wonder if it's because I went over there and used the mouse. Maybe it kind of activated it or something? I don't know. Maybe that's why the hired worker wouldn't work. Because the keyboard... I was using the controller. I don't know. I don't know if that's what it was or not. I do know I'm going to take this jacket off because it's getting hot in this jacket. Where'd my combine go? There. Rock and roll. Oop. While I'm making this pass, I'm going to change my shirt. Get back into my t-shirt. Yep. Yeah, I remember doing that on other maps, and normally the highway is like a collidable. So you could dig or change the ground under the highway, which was weird because you still had that framework kind of hovering over the ground of the asphalt. Yeah, could be a number of things why that hired worker bit didn't work. Maybe it's the modded trailers. Could be the map. I don't know. I have seen that work. It worked back on 22. I know. I haven't done it in 25 yet. So I don't know if we used an in-game trailer if it would work better or in-game map. I don't know. Maybe we'll try that over on the Highlands map when that comes out. Yeah, I'll say my mouse, the lights on it turn off unless I move it like that. Then the lights come back on. I wonder if they kind of work together. The keyboard was lit up, so it wasn't asleep. But it wasn't working. I shut it off and turned it back on, and that didn't do it. But now, for some reason, it's magically working. Maybe you have to use the mouse. Maybe they do work together, and you have to use the mouse. I know they're both Logitech, so and they use the same program where you can change the color of the lights and stuff like that. So. So it has to be on a road. I guess we could just turn traffic off and test that theory. Because the only issue that I would have putting them on the road would be the traffic. So let's fill up one truck, Fuzzy. Let's fill up one truck and we'll test this again. Wherever you dump, just do like the front one. And then we'll test this out and we'll turn traffic off and then put them on the road. Or maybe they have to be like right next to a road or something. I don't know. I don't know how that works. We'll try putting them on the road though. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and go in and turn traffic off. I just gotta find where it's at. Time scale. Under this one. Oh, there it is right there. Traffic off. Okay. So there shouldn't be any more traffic out there. We now live in a ghost town as far as traffic's concerned. I'm gonna say, I still think the people walk around. Wish I haven't tested the latest update, but I wish the farm would stay whatever mascot you changed it to, because I'd rather be the green. But it won't stay that way. So you have to go in and change it every time. So unless they fix that. And then when I come in and change this field up, I'll make these curves wider. And then we should be able to make our passes all the way around the field without having to take that disengage, without having to disengage the steering assist on there. Probably straighten them out a little bit too. Yeah, I can see this, that won't turn. What I'll do is just, as he's going right here right now, I'll plow that out to where it goes a little bit closer over there. Basically just keeping this kind of line here. And then curve it back into this. First truck is full? Okay. Let's test this out. So I don't know if I have to start him out on create job, deliver, green silo, gotta find it. Somewhere out there it is. All right, so if we bring him, we say we just do the highway here. If we do him right there, have him face that direction, looping. Yeah, no. See, target's still not reachable. It's either that or something up here at the silo. Maybe that's not. Maybe it doesn't recognize these roads as roads. Maybe that's. Maybe it might be just be the map, because his roads are not technically like collidable roads. I'd have to go into the in-game maps and check the roads on there to see maybe if that's it. Maybe they have to be collidable for them to follow along those roads. I don't know. It's not working even if you put it on. Well, I wonder what if you put it on the road to start out. Let me put this up on the road. Wouldn't think that would make a difference, but green silo, and then starting position is basically just where it's at there. Yeah, it still says target unreachable, so I'm gonna say it's the map. Probably, I would assume it would be because the roads are not collidables. Maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know for sure. But there's nothing, what I'm seeing is there's nothing there that it can kind of attach to as far as like the hired worker. Yeah, there's nothing there. So I'm going to say that's probably what it is. It has nothing to follow. So when you program these things in here, if the road had the markers on it, so it was a collidable, then it would have that to follow. So you can see where the triggers are for the trailer. You can see where the triggers are for, like, say, go back to the combine over here. So there's the triggers for the cotton picker. There's the combine. So you can see with my pipe out, the unload zone, that's how the big box there, that's how it knows to put its pipe out when you've got it hired out. Because when you put a tipper in that box, it says, okay, he's getting ready to want to unload. So when I put that back in, that probably will stay there, but that zone is designated for the tipper or grain cart or whatever you're running. And then you can see he's got a large box on the side of his auger wagon there too. So that's the zone where you can pull up and offload that out. So that's how that works. It's got to have that zone there. There's the one for the beacons. That one's always kind of trippy to me. If you've got the spinning beacons, they do spin around. So, all right. So let's get back to it. We'll just do it old school way. In single player, you've got a hired helper to work on this map to take a load to the dryer. Maybe it's a multiplayer thing. Maybe you can only do it in single player or something. I don't know. For some reason, it's not working. Not working here. So maybe it's a single player thing. Maybe you can't hire the worker in multiplayer in that fashion. I'll go into single player at some point and try to test that out and see if that's maybe what it is. Probably gonna need a wider curve up here. Yep, gonna need a wider curve right there. You can tell the times are changing with the sunlight outside. I think I said this last week too, but you can really tell because I've got my window over here, and I've got the blinds on it. So they're like the what do you call them? The room darkening blinds, but you can still see the light, like on the edges, and that light is not as bright as it was. It looks like it's almost an hour earlier than it should be here. Guess I can just go to my cameras. What's going on outside? Yeah, and it's cloudy too a little bit. I think we've got one more field of barley. Yeah, one more field of barley down there. After this one, and then we'll move probably over to selling the soybeans. We'll get those sold. And probably just go on straight into July and start harvesting the wheat, because we do have some wheat. Got wheat there, all down there. Over there we've got wheat. Don't think it's supposed to rain. No, it's just cloudy. Mostly cloudy. Sun is going to come out later though. We've got a chance for rain next weekend. Actually, storms next weekend. I have been enjoying the cooler temperatures, but we're supposed to get back into the lower to mid 90s. Next week. Good morning, Laura. How's it going? Doing good here. We're just harvesting the barley. Gonna switch over to wheat here in a minute. Seller, we got some beans to sell first, I think. Both trucks are full? Okay. I will stop right here and grab one. I may replace these cab over trucks on these, especially when we're hauling grain like this, because Giants has still got it set up to where the grain trucks or anything with any weight to it pushes these trucks. So it doesn't matter where you put the steering wheel, they've got it set to where it will push it in one direction. Like it will not stay straight. It's better with that larger truck. I could see it doing that if you were, slowing down and you had all that weight and inertia from that weight pushing the truck. But when you're pulling it, it doesn't do that so much. IRL. Yeah, it's crazy how much it does it. When you go in cab, you can really see it. But you just barely go back the other way. It's still pulling to the left. even with small increments. So now I've done it a little bit to the right. It's pushing it to the right. It's pushing your whole truck to the right. That needs to be adjusted. Now, if you're fortunate enough and you have the enhanced vehicle mod and you're on a straight stretch, you can activate that and it'll kind of hold you there. But the physics of this it's just ridiculous. It's a bit much, and they're not realistic at all. See here, I can turn it on, and yeah, if you have the enhanced vehicle, it kind of keeps you straight. I'm gonna take this new little dip I put in right here. That's a lot quicker. Just need to put some gravel down here to meet up with this road over here, and then curve back around over there and dump into the silo. A little bit more gravel like right through here. Yeah, I'd probably just save these cab over trucks for maybe the tankers. Nice little starter trucks, but they can't handle these larger loads. Yeah, old man here, he was here a couple weeks ago. I know he said he was gonna try to be back. His work schedule changed a bit. He went from being here on Saturdays to being here on Sundays, and then he had a lot of personal life stuff, I guess, going on, and he was here a couple weeks ago, so maybe he'll be back tomorrow, maybe not. I know that his work kind of changed around a little bit, so I mean, you know, that's part of life, but he's definitely probably busier doing IRL stuff. And Phil, I don't know what happened to Phil. I hadn't talked to him in a while. I guess I need to shoot him a message and make sure he's still alive. But he's probably I know he's been trying. Well, last time I talked to him, he was trying to get to where he could be off again on Sunday mornings to join, but he was having to work on Sunday mornings too. So, 'cause I know he works on Saturday mornings, but he was at the point where he was off on Sunday mornings, but I think he's having to work both Saturday and Sundays now. It's always usually work that's conflicting with streaming or just, you know, playing video games or farm sim or anything in general, you know. Can't really get out of it, and I work during the week, and not a whole ton of time to stream or do anything during the week. And then the only time I really have any time to do anything during the week is early in the morning when I sometimes do the exclusive YouTube videos and just record those. Now I could stream at 3 a.m. if you guys want to join me, but I don't know that you guys want to join me that early in the morning. I'm going to put this back down in here since we can't get the hired worker thing to work anyway. Tell you what, Fuzzy, we'll just take these next loads over to the flour mill over there. Water mill. Well, it's not windmill. Water mill. We'll just take those over there and put those in there because I think we're out of stuff over there. Let's see. That's the available. Which one is the? That's the bakery. Is it at the bottom? Yeah. Well, we still got some wheat over there. Got some corn in there. Corn flour. Fine flour. Do we have to have anything else to make fine flour? Oh, well, it has to be dried, doesn't it? Okay. We'll just have to take some of that barley we took up there, I guess, and dry that to make the fine flour. Oh, the sun has started coming out. Said it would. The weather said it would. Yeah, I think strategically, probably keep. So there's the flour mill right there. Probably keep either this field or this field in some type of flour mill, grain mill type crop, whether it be wheat or barley. I'm leaning more towards wheat. But yeah, just keep one of these fields. That way you can take whatever your product is that you're harvesting, if it's wheat or barley or whatever, just take it straight over to the grain mill there, and then haul some of it, or maybe do another field over there in that direction where the dryer's at up there, and then you can haul the fine flour or the fine grain, whatever, dried grain, and then bring it down to make the fine flour. Alright. Done with this field. Move on down to this other barley field down south here. So that's wheat there, and barley right up here. Yeah, thinking about, we'll have to get all the product out of those tanks, but selling all that stuff and just making this all field out here. Thinking about it. Assuming that that road is not collidable like this one, that should work. Kind of curious now to see. That road is not collidable. Nope, this one is not either. So we've got the mailbox that should sell if you sell the house. And then we've got that shed and that shed. And then we got these little things of wool down here, but those should be easy to get rid of. That actually makes the screen darker now. I don't think it did that before. I think it just lit everything up. Yeah, you can take them. Take those both to the water mill. Yeah, it's gonna be a weird one. The curves around here are gonna be smaller. Especially right there, because that's such a sharp curve right there. There's not really a whole lot of room to make it broader either. Some of the fields we can do that way, some of them we can't. Morning, Trent. Nope, have not heard. Well, talked to old man. What was it? A couple weeks ago, he was here. But have not heard from Phil at all. Yeah, we need to play some golf. Definitely need to play some golf. We ain't played that in a long time. Love Phil's rage at the golf ball. Yeah. Maybe he's keeping away long enough so that I'll get rusty at it and then he'll be able to beat me. Now, in all seriousness, he's probably having to work. I don't know how late he's having to work, but in the morning times, he's probably having to work both Saturday and Sunday now. And old man may be the same. I don't know. Now that his work changed around and stuff, so hopefully they'll be around for the new maps coming out. Kind of went down the road map of what I'm going to be doing. So Highlands comes out in 3 weeks from Tuesday. Going to be playing that one, and then Stevie has said that he's going to wait till after the release of the expansion, just so there's no issues or anything like that. And I'm sure he probably wants to incorporate the fishing part if he should be able to. I'm gonna say I know it's part of a DLC, but it's an in-game. It's part of the in-game stuff. It's not like a licensed thing. So, and it's not like he's gonna release his map on console or anything either. So. There is not another line on the outside, is there? Nope. I will turn and cut. Right on this line. Yep. But yeah, excited to see that the 4X River Bend is going to be coming out shortly after the expansion map comes out. So that's kind of where we're going to focus after Iowa Plains View here. May do a couple West Bridges in there. Evie's flat 4X map. Fire Shadow, good morning, by the way. What's that? What's the flat 4X map? I know he's doing Riverbend Springs 4X. Is he doing another one? Or is his Riverbend going to be a little flatter? Oh, meant like when he makes a flat map. Okay. Yeah, he could in the future. I know it would be really cool. I remember from way back in the day for 15, he had Plains and Simple. It would be awesome to have the Plains and Simple 4X, but done up in a Farming Simulator 25 style, you know? Have, you know, all the productions and stuff like that. That would be pretty neat. He's done a ton of maps. He did Sherwood, he did Plains and Simple, he did Black Rock, he did all, you know, a whole bunch of the 19 ones from 22. He did Fellsbrunn, he did Elm Creek 4X. We really liked Elm Creek 4X, that was fun. You would like to play on the Highland map, but I'm guessing that it's not going to work out. Why is it not going to work out? Yeah, he made a 4X of it back in 15, Plains and Simple. He did the standard and then he did the Plains and Simple 4X. Why won't the Highlands map? Why can't you play on the Highlands map, Trent? You don't want to wear a kilt? Is that it? I don't know, I kind of floated the idea of wearing a kilt, but you know, I got to thinking about it. There's not a lot of kilts available in my area, so I'd have to get probably a large women's plaid or flannel skirt. Most likely going to get bored. but time will tell if it's good. Ah, okay, well, maybe you will get bored, maybe you won't. I thought you'd really like to go fishing. I think I'm gonna like it. I'm gonna like the different atmosphere because it's gonna be like a UK map. It's gonna be a different area. Be able to use the different equipment that I've been wanting to do for a while. It's gonna have a steam engine train. Now you can't go wrong with a steam engine train. And I do like the way they changed the train up, so it's not just like a straight track going through the map. It's actually going to curve around a lot, so I'm looking forward to it. Probably be on that at least for, the early midwinter area time zone there. Gonna get to use a lot of that older equipment on there too. Probably dive more into the Mercedes-Benz DLC and get into the JCB equipment that's coming there, and probably use a lot of the older equipment that normally would be used there. Gotta collect all the messages in a bottle too. That'll probably be one of the first things we do, because doing the collectibles, you kind of learn the map too. You get to see a lot of the map, and we'll be keeping an eye out for all those collectibles. that should be all of the barley. Got that field, got that field, got that field. Yep, that's all of the barley. So we're done with the barley. We're going to move into the wheat. But before we get into the wheat, we're going to go sell soybeans here in just a little bit. When we come back from the break, we'll do that, and then we'll get into harvesting the wheat. Alright, so YouTube, thanks for watching. Catch the next episode. Until then, remember you reap what you sow. It's Matt from the Green Arcade. We'll see you later, YouTube.